Hey everybody, welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. I'm just tripping over my voice today, but I'm excited. I have a fantastic show, and it's been a long time coming. I have two guests that I have been begging to get on the show for about a year. But because they live in England, we've always just had this comedy of errors, if you will, and I can't get them on for this, can't get them on for that. We were supposed to be doing it yesterday. So this is a show that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I'm very excited, like super excited to have these guys on because, well, it's the UK Preds, or two of them anyway. Like, it's one of the single most iconic teams in paintball ever. Are the UK Predators. They basically took paintball and made it their own, and they're one of the longest running teams. It's amazing, like absolutely amazing. But before we get into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Valken Paintball. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show and everything that we do. Please remember, if you go to valken.com, valken.ca, and I think valken.eu, but don't quote me on that. But if you go onto those pages and you use Maguire 10, that gets you a one-time 10% discount on your purchase. So make it a big one. Buy as much as you can and save 10% because, hey, saving money is saving money, and we all want to do that. So yay. And got to give a shout out to MacDev and Push, Immortal Air, Transfuse, Ultra Silk, and obviously the I Remembered Foundation, because you guys are all just awesome. But I wanted to hammer through that quickly because I really want to bring these guys on. I've been waiting, like I said, almost a year to talk to them, and I don't want to wait anymore. So I hope everything's good. We've got Mike or Tubbs, and we've got Rusty.
How's it
going? Hey,
guys?
guys.
You good?
You all right?
Yeah, we're good. Welcome to the show, and we are live. Although I have to be honest, I'm kind of surprised nobody's made any comments yet. That is
nobody knows who we are.
They know who I am. Normally people say hi.
Oh, that's a reflection on you, not us then. So we're still good, Rusty. We're still famous here anyway.
In the UK.
Well, this isn't my normal show, and I didn't tell anybody I was going on now. I told you guys we were going to, I said told everybody we're going to go yesterday, but, you know, like things happen, but I'm glad to have you guys on, and just awesome. So welcome to the show. Oh, we got Bill Bailey going, I know who you guys are. Now, do you guys know who Bill Bailey is? That's the question.
I don't. Rusty probably does.
Yeah, I do.
Well, Bill Bailey is on Mr. Fred and Friends on a regular basis. He owns a field, and he has a paintball museum that he travels around with, and he does a lot of sport. Fantastic guy, funny as hell. If you don't know him, you should. So shame on you. Oh, and we got hi from Premium Paintball. That is probably Trevor Van Dorser. Hey, Trevor, good to see you. I was glad to see that Combat Pursuit, your outdoor field, was open yesterday. Sorry I couldn't make it, but I hear that you had some Booney Boys out there. So yeah. And by the way, I should introduce you guys. Now, Rusty, you also not only are a UK Predator, but you also own Mutant Paintball Customs, which is like, or is it Mutant Customs?
Mutant Customs, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. And you make some of the most awesome paintball headbands that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'll give it a go anyway.
Well, what's with this modesty crap? I thought you guys were UK Predators. What the hell?
Yes, I don't know why he's being all shy. He gets camera shy. Why being shy? You know you make the best head ties.
Oh, and by the way, to all my listeners, I have to apologize right now. Because these guys are from UK, I fully expected language to go south in about 5, 4, 3. So give
it time. I'll swear in a minute.
If there's any foul language, I do apologize. But you know what? You're supposed to be 18 to be on Facebook and YouTube anyway. So cheers. If you can't handle it, you're in the wrong sport. Yeah. Oh, and we got cheers from Portugal from Andre. That's cool. Hey, Andre. I don't know if I've ever had anybody watching from Portugal before. That's awesome.
Look at that. See, we're bringing in new fans already.
Right? I gotta go live Sunday afternoon on a regular basis now. So just your curiosity, Rusty, it looks like you're in your sewing room. Am I accurate?
Yeah.
So you got anything you can show off real quick? Just because I'm giving you full permission right now to plug the snot out of your gear.
Not really,
And
because everything's like packed up.
Turn the camera, show him the studio, bro.
Oh, it's on my computer. I can't pick the monitor up and start waving.
All right, well, just
yeah, there's not much really. Cause obviously, I've only just moved here to actually kind of like settle. We've just moved out, so this has just been established for like 2 weeks or so. So it's not fully set up, but yeah.
So I met Rusty first online, and just I think I found you through pictures of the headbands that you were making, which were fantastic. And I'm like, Rusty, you got to be on the show. And he's like, there's no way I'm coming on the show without this guy right here. And this is you two are like I don't know, peaches and cream of the UK Predators. Like you guys just have to always be together.
He's my wife. He's not allowed to do anything without me.
Yeah, he likes to think, but I'll just go along.
That's what a good wife does. She does what her husband says.
So, yeah, I've got a shout out from Dino, from another one from Portugal, and Andre's a noob apparently. Awesome. So, are you guys excited to start playing again? Like I know that with UK being locked down, we don't need to talk about COVID too much. But how long has it been since you guys played?
Oh,
it's like last year, wasn't it? When we had training. The last time we played was just training. I think that was last year, summertime, wasn't it? Just before the summer.
Yeah.
It's been that long since we've been out on the field. It's terrible, really.
Now, are you guys able to go places to just play like a bit of outlaw, or like there's nowhere you guys can just sort of hide and do drills, things like that? You're just done?
Nowhere at all, really. Because, I mean, over here, you need to be at a site just to be able to gas up.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't even, I suppose if you've got a scuba tank, you can fill up the scuba tank, but I live in central London, so there's no room to do any of that.
Yeah. And if you try and do a bit of outlaw shooting as such, it's you wave a pocket knife around in the UK and
you go to prison.
So there's no chance of kind of even it's even a bit risky shooting in your garden. So
yeah. Well, that's here too. I go down in the States and I pop off rounds in people's backyards all the time. Up here, I believe the bylaw is $20 fine per round for whatever your hopper or magazine can hold, because it goes by air guns. So because a hopper will hold 200 rounds, 200 times $20 a round, I pass. Not even trying.
It's not worth it at all.
No.
So when did you guys start playing?
Go on, Rusty. You go first, bro.
To be honest, I started playing probably about like 7 years ago, but never took it really serious. Just kind of like stag do's, work events, and whatnot. And then until I moved kind of like closer to MPF Bassett's Pole here in it's classed as Birmingham way. That's when I kind of like really started to get involved and found out about their Diamond Wars and more kind of like they are scenario games, but the Diamond Wars was kind of like a step up from like the normal kind of like stag do's and bits and bobs, and then it kind of took from there. And then,
all right, pause for a second. Stank do's.
Basically, that's
a stag do. It's like a bachelor party.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But with no women involved.
Oh, I thought bachelor parties were no women involved.
Well, depends on which ones you want to go for.
Maybe the odd stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that? Wait, fair enough. Valid. Moving on.
Yeah, anyway, apart from all that, and it kind of took off. And then there was one Diamond Wars that the Preds was at. And it was kind of like, to everybody else, it was like, wow, pro team turning up. Everyone kind of like wanted to run around, follow them and be who they was. And then eventually after my time was right, I got in. So after some persuading.
That's awesome. And when did you start?
So my dad used to play semi-pro paintball. So I used to go to tournaments and stuff with him. And then as soon as I was old enough, we started going for birthday parties and stuff like that. And then I encouraged literally all my friends to do it. But then I didn't play for a long time after that. And then I started going to walk-ons at Mayhem. I was going there for about 6-7 months, and I got bored of playing the walk-ons. So I saw on Facebook that the Preds were looking for another player. Went down for a tryout, did absolutely horribly. Didn't think I was going to get on the team. And then got on the team, and that was about 3 months before Rusty joined. So where he's saying that the Preds came to MPF, I came there with him. Everyone thought I was like a pro paintballer. I'm there winging it, like I've got no clue what I'm doing here. And I'm still here. I don't know how I'm still on the team, but
but that's not winging it. Like, I mean, if you were born and raised in paintball, assuming that your dad, or not assuming, but saying your dad was semi-pro. I mean, if you were born and raised in the sport, then you have a certain amount of paintball IQ right off the bat.
No, I'm useless. I rely on Rusty to keep me alive.
So what position do you guys play then?
We both play tape, so he's normally on one side of the field, I'm on the other, but we're both the front players.
Oh, okay.
Like a majority of the time, we're always at the front. Get sent out there by the old school boys to get a few kills, then get killed ourselves, then they mop up.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. So I've heard from Marcus that one of the things from the UK Predators is that in order to be part of the team, you have to get everybody gets a nickname that they absolutely hate. Is that so? Is Tubbs and Rusty, are those the two nicknames that you guys got that you didn't like?
Yeah.
Well,
I was called fat by one of the players, which was annoying because at the time when I joined the team, I was in the gym quite a lot.
Right.
So I was a little bit conscious, and then I started getting called Tubbs, and it just stuck.
Yeah. And mine,
red hair.
It is that, but my first one come from David Guile, who used to call me a mutant all the time.
Okay.
All the time. It ranges from many, and then it's kind of like Marcus who kind of like picked the Rusty name, and to be honest, that it stuck, and that's in the paintball world. That's me known as that. Well,
I got to be honest. I've heard a lot of paintball nicknames. You guys kind of lucked out. Those are pretty easy ones to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, Rusty's not told you all of his nicknames. That's why. He's just given you the PG-13 nicknames. He's got lots more.
So, did you guys know about this? Oh, where's it? I like showing this off every now and then.
Well, look, Pred Cam mask.
Yeah. But that's not just a Pred Cam mask. That's Marcus's very first one. You can ask him.
There you go.
This is the original prototype. He gave it to me because I'd had him on the podcast and stuff for a few times, and I said how much I liked it and Push and whatnot because kind of a Push fan. But he sent this with Twiz and Johan to World Cup a little while ago, and the agreement was it's not to be a wall hanger. I actually have to wear it and play in it, but I haven't had the opportunity because all the playing time I've done hasn't been woods ball and COVID. So, but that's actually his.
You don't need to play in the woods to rep the Pred Cam.
Well, no, I don't. But normally I'm wearing the Ali Remembered purple. I've got this that was given to me by Brian Benini, and Chris Lasoya made it up for me, and so it's a lot more purple than it looks. So, but so I had a question there and I lost it. Turning around too much. Now, do you guys have a favorite time that you guys have played together?
We don't. To be honest, we don't even get to play together that much. We're always on separate sides of the field. The few times that we have played together, we always mop up, and for whatever reason, we just get split up and sent to separate sides of the field. I think the longest we played together on the field for next to each other was when I was captain of Maasai.
Yeah.
And then it just never happened. You want speed on both tapes, I suppose. So they just split us up and we both run down, do a bit of damage, and then we normally meet in the safe zone. But to be fair, Rusty lasts a lot longer in the game than what I do.
Okay, why is that?
I just run forward. Sometimes I overshoot it. So I'll aim for the 50, and then I forget which bunker I'm supposed to go to, and I just keep running. But most of the time, I get shot out. Rusty shoots me more than the other team shoots me out.
There was a good time, remember, at it was Nick Shooter's event at MPF, and we were both at the other side, and you started to shoot me first.
We both broke our tapes, and we was both heading down to the other flag station, and we both come round the corner and started shooting at each other. And it happens quite regularly. We come round the corner shooting at each other because we don't realise that the other one's there. That's just how we break tapes quicker than everyone else, I suppose.
It was good viewing for the spectators, though, for sure, especially the shouting.
Oh, there was loads of abuse. There was loads of abuse at that point.
Okay, Sean, just for the record, I'm guessing give it time. We talked a little bit about it early. They're going to try to avoid it, but just give it time.
You see, the thing, if I say it, I'll only get in trouble later on in the Predator group chat for not representing properly. And so I get edited out of most videos because I swear far too much.
Well, we've been going for almost 20 minutes now, and there hasn't been one swear word dropped yet. So
I think I dropped one earlier. If you listen back, I think there was one there. I'm gonna see my daughter's nodding, saying, "Yeah, you did, Dad."
Oh, okay.
So there's definitely one in there.
Well, it's only then one in 20 minutes. So, damn it. I've just been so excited to get you guys on for like the longest time. Now I'm geeking out a little bit here, so bear with.
It's been a while, isn't it? For sure.
I'm sorry, what?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We've been planning this, and it's been mad.
This way goes that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should write these questions down when you get them through the day. Write them down.
See, normally I would. Normally right there I have a whiteboard. And what I do is, and this is a podcasting trick, is I actually write a bunch of questions down on a whiteboard. And then that way I just sort of look to the right, and I have, if I ever have a moment where there's nothing to talk about, I just have backup questions. And then as I get to the end of the show, if I haven't covered the questions, away I go. But I actually knew what I wanted to ask. It's just, I'm just happy to be talking to you guys finally, because I chat with you guys on Facebook on a semi-regular basis. Especially Rusty, because I'll come across something and like, oh, this is such a great idea. And I'll send it out to him. It's like, it's not something I can make, but I'm always thinking. And it's always like, well, check this idea out. And he humors me and goes, yeah, great idea. I'm sure he
does the same thing to me. He goes, yeah, of course, Tubbs. Yeah, I'll let you know. Never happens.
But I'm sure he's just being nice. But the fact is, I message him at least once every 2 to 3 weeks. It's like, oh, you got to check this out. This would be such a cool idea. And then I move on. But I do that to a lot of people in different things. So I drive paintball people nuts, I think. But speaking about representing the team, I know that Marcus is very vocal about woods ball and mechanical play in paintball. And I know that because you're part of the UK Preds, it's a mechanical team, which is awesome. Pro mechanical team, I guess. which is awesome. That's a question. I'll get to the other one in a second. But with the UK Predators, are you guys considered pro because it's mechanical? Like, are you guys considered a pro mechanical team, or does that not exist in UK? Like, is there not it's just mechanical teams?
Suppose it depends who likes us or not, whether they consider us pro, doesn't it? It really does. Because the thing is, some people will sit there and say, "Oh, you're not a pro team," but in my eyes, if you play in the pro division, so take for instance the UK Woodland Masters, if you playing in the pro division, you're a pro team. It's that simple. But some people will still look at it. I mean, a Sup Air player might look at you and think you're not a pro team because you don't play in the elite division of the CPPS. So I mean, it swings and roundabouts. It just depends who you are. Me, I like to run around and say I'm a pro at something. So I'm a pro paintballer.
Well, I'm not that familiar with how the UK is organized.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, and I know that in the States, there's the ICPL and there is pro, and then there's, I'm going to call it an amateur division. I'm not sure what it's called, but I mean, there's a difference, but I haven't heard about in the UK how it's set up. So there is a pro division for mechanical woods ball.
Yeah. So with the classic events, I mean, it's exactly the same as what you just said. So you'll have your pro division, amateur division, and then what was the other one, Rusty? What was it? Open division.
Yeah.
Was it? And it's very similar in that sense, or the way the ICPL does it, and pro, semi-pro. It just depends. Each event organizer, they have their different ways of wording it and doing it.
So I'm going to ask here, with pro, that usually means top of the line, right? Now with open class, that usually means top of the line as well. So is pro and open like on a par with what you're saying?
Yeah, the open division at Nicky T's event, anyone could enter that, but it was held on a separate day to the actual where you had the semi-pros and the pros. So, it just depends on the event organizer how they want to put it out. I mean, UK Woodland Masters, they have pro division, semi-pro, and then novice. Is it novice they do now, Rusty?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm just following the comments, seeing how many people are bashing us at the minute.
They won't do it. People love you. They don't love me. But yeah, no. So you've got all the different divisions. It's pretty similar to what you'd have out where you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Some other people look at kind of like pro players is if you get paid to kind of play paintball, then you kind of class as a pro in other people's eyes as well. So, but then other things could
Who really gets paid to play paintball over here, though? Not many, really. Nobody. Mostly the Americans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many Americans actually get paid to play. I mean, I'm sure there's a few. I know that was a big thing in the past. But when I played the most, pro division is if you played for money, amateurs if you played for prizes, novices if you played for trophies, and that was the hierarchy. Now, it seems to have changed a lot now. But I was just curious because I wasn't sure if you guys classify as a pro team or not. I like, in my mind, UK Predators are synonymous with pro, and that's just So but getting back to the whole Marcus being very vocal about woods ball. Now, obviously, you guys enjoy woods ball because that's the team you play on, and that's what you chose. Do you guys ever play with electronic markers? Like, do you guys ever just go and tear things up on speedball fields and stuff like that as well?
I don't so much. Sup Air's it's not my kind of thing. I've played little bits here and there. We used to do the Formula 5s event at John Soster's site, which was Formula 5s was really good. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically Sup Air, and there's buzzers in the middle, so you have to press the buzzer, and your team, when you press that buzzer, it starts a timer for your team, and if they press the buzzer, it stops your timer and starts their timer. So it's at the end of it, it's whoever has the most time on their clock. But it's you get shot, you run back, and you respawn, and it's like full on. I nearly had an asthma attack at one of them and was on the floor dying because I was just completely out of breath, and then Rusty tried to drown me. I'm saying I need my asthma pump, and he started squirting water in my face and tried to drown me. But me personally,
of all the things he keeps squirting in your face, count the water lucky.
we have to save the other squirting stuff for a late night podcast.
All right, so let me get this straight. So you've got, I assume, 5-man teams?
No, it's
on Formula 5.
Formula 5. What was it? 5 or 6 of us?
No, it was 6, but 5
okay.
on the field at one time, and then when one gets shot, 6th player comes out. You clean off, and it's kind of like a constant rotation. You don't get a break. It's kind of like flat out for a good. I can't remember how long the games was now, but there was a good
15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. So and you just you just charge up, hit the buzzer in the middle, and then and whoever has the most accumulated time, I guess, at the end of 15 minutes wins. Yeah. I've never heard of that. That's awesome.
You know what? It's
really not something I want to play, but it sounds cool.
It was a really good format to play. I mean, it doesn't run anymore for whatever reason, but I enjoyed it. And I don't normally enjoy playing kind of sup-air kind of thing. It's just not what I enjoy. I prefer to be in the woods. No, I don't mean anything bad to anyone who does play sup-air. No. Me personally, I just prefer the woods. There's nothing better than crawling through a bush and sneaking up on a 5-man team and shooting 4 of them in the back. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yep.
But yeah, Rusty, you played a bit more sup-air than what I have.
Yeah. Obviously, over in the UK, we've got the CPPS kind of like tournament side of things, and I play just to keep my eye in. I don't go crazy. I'm a bit like Tubbs. I prefer to stay into the woodland side of things, but when there's a bit of a break between the woodland games, I jump in with a team called Morning Wood, and they're a good bunch of guys, and I'll keep my eye in with them. Nothing serious though, just.
No, I've actually heard of that team. Like, that's funny as hell for a team name.
Yeah, it's good. Cracking.
I think the funniest, getting a little rude for a second, I think the funniest team name, though, I've ever heard is called Off in the Shower, though. Because
what, an American team or Canadian team?
I think it's an American team, but don't quote me on that. It's just, if you actually beat the team, you... so they suck.
It took me a second to get that. I thought I was waiting for you to finish. You said it. I think, yeah, well, go on, say it then. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, hold on, I got it. It dropped.
So, but yeah, I think that's got to be the funniest team name I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard a few. So, Tubbs, you said your dad played semi-pro. Who did he play for?
So my dad played for a team called Top Cats, and they were like, I think they don't quote me on it, but I think they were like, they played Division 2 or 3. I remember he told me stories where they played the Preds and stuff. And when I used to go to tournaments with him, you'd see the Preds at like the Mayor Masters and stuff like that. And,
right.
So yeah, that's how I got into paintball. I mean, I've still got his auto mag's in the bedroom somewhere, but yeah, that's how I got into paintball. But he stopped playing around the time that it transitioned from the woods to hyperball and stuff, and you were going from auto mags and auto cockers to the Angels. He just couldn't afford to play anymore, so he knocked it on the head, and he stopped playing from there.
Is it wrong? Not right now because we're in the show, but later on, I would love to see a picture of that mag. Because if it's it's an old school British mag, like I know that there's a few actual UK Predator auto mags out there, and I've got a few friends who are like, if you ever hear about one, let me know. And I'm like, if I ever hear about one, I'm keeping it for myself. Dumbass.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. I've never seen a Predator auto mag, to be fair. No,
they're rare. Like,
never
stupid
seen a Predator one. We shot Marcus's infamous Predator auto cocker, the one with mucus on the side. I've had to go on that. That's good. I'm not really a fan of auto cockers, to be fair. I prefer the auto mag. If I had to shoot one, but then that's growing up using my dad's one.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's definitely there's definitely a style. Like with an autococker, you've got to have a rhythm going.
Yeah.
Like you have to have it, and there's a certain amount of trigger discipline that you have to have, and you actually have to practice with it. Once you get good, and if you set the gun up properly to you, they're awesome, and I love them to death. But yeah, it's there's a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm digging that Pred shirt. All I see is Pred right across the top, and it's just like
I thought one of us. I see Rusty's not wearing one. I thought one of us better wear one, otherwise we'll get an earful from Marcus for not showing off Pred cam. Get your Pred cam everywhere. Message Martin Draper or Marcus Davis.
You got a cap on.
Oh yeah, you do have the cap on.
He's high. He's high. Show him your hair. Show the world what you've done to your hair.
So, what are you guys looking for? Like, I'm obviously playing, like that's a given. But what are you looking forward to the most this season? Like, which tournament? Like, is there somebody you can't wait to see, or something you can't wait to play? Like, is there one event?
To be honest, before we come to play any paintball or anything, it's us all meeting back up.
Yeah,
it's the biggest thing about the Preds is I've heard Marcus say it before, that before paintball and all that, it's kind of like the team as such, the boys getting back together. That's a big thing.
Camaraderie of it, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a big thing for a lot of us. Before paintball and all that, it's kind of like the team basically. It doesn't sound corny, but it does for some people. It's more like the brotherhood of kind of like all of us getting together and have a good laugh, and that's what kind of like for most of us a big part of the paintball as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I can totally see and agree that I totally understand that. I'm dying here, like, because there were so many things I was supposed to do last year. Like, hell, I think last weekend I was supposed to be in Hawaii for Dreaded Legends, like, and meeting up with my friends in Hawaii. And it's just, I'm dying here.
Yeah.
But that being aside, at least you guys, like, do you guys do? Well, I know you said you had the chat, and I know Marcus loves calling on Facebook. Do you guys do the like the Zoom chat kind of thing? Like, do you guys?
Yeah, we do. We do a group video chat, but again, it's kind of hard to get everyone in the group chat all at the same time for the video calls. We all do different jobs at various hours, and sometimes it's just hard to get the video chat in. But then it is nice to get. I think we do it. Was it every 2 weeks we do it?
Yeah, it got to one point where I was doing it every Wednesday. Then it moved to every other Thursday, and it's kind of like stopped at that now. So it's like every 2 weeks we have a bit of a get together, and usually it's kind of like we just
like taking the piss out of each other. Really,
we just abuse each other.
Nothing. Marcus, this is the thing. Marcus tries to be all serious and like, lads, listen to me. And we all just take the piss out of him.
And
so, no, listen, Tubbs, stop talking, Tubbs. Listen to me. But we just take the piss out of him. So it's good enough to just get in there just to take the piss out of Muke, because if you've had a tough time in lockdown, that always makes you feel better. So I encourage everyone on Facebook to go and take the piss out of Muke via Facebook or when you see him.
I'm gonna have to send him a text message to see if I get included in one of these. I'll just sit back here, eat my popcorn. I won't, if there's some actual team talk. By the way, hey Connor, good to see you. For you guys that don't know, Connor is actually in Australia. So
one from down under.
Yeah. He's hilarious to talk to. If you guys ever get the chance, say hi to him on Facebook. He's a riot.
No worries, you give him a shout.
Okay,
but,
so
talking about events, you were saying about events that we're looking forward to. Obviously, we've got Marcus's series coming up.
Yes,
the Woodball series. So that is going to be a massive event here in the UK. So we're looking forward to that because we're playing the series, but the actual Woodball World Cup, the Preds aren't playing it. We're going to be reffing that event, which is a good thing to be part of. It's still a bit gutting because there's some big teams coming over, especially American teams. So a bit gutting that we're not going to be able to play them. So we are with Mark Knop's event in Croatia. in October, isn't it?
Yes.
And so for me personally, I think someone said Infamous are going to be playing. I mean, is Infamous playing that still, Rusty?
So I've heard. I've not heard anything different.
Well, yeah, if they're playing that, for me, that's this year. That will be the best event for me because I like shooting Americans. So for me, that will be the pinnacle.
Just your curiosity. Technically, I live in North America, which sort of makes me an American in your eyes. But on the flip side of that,
Canadians don't like being called Americans.
No, we don't, because the Queen is still on our money, right?
Well, there you go. You're all right. You're all right.
So,
you don't have to worry about me.
Am I an American? Like, where do I fall into this?
But no, it's just. I mean, that's the goal, really. You want to play the best. You want the best teams out there. You want to play them.
Yeah.
You want to see if you're as good as what you think you are, or if they're as good as what everybody says they are. You know, so it'd be a great experience to get there and play them this year, because we were supposed to go to America this year and do the event out there, but obviously COVID has just messed that up for everybody.
Right.
So
yeah,
it will most likely be next year before we get stateside to play now.
No, I had a thought and I lost it. You had me laughing. Damn you. Damn you all. No, with the American teams that are coming, I was with the understanding that the Master Blasters were going to be there as well, which is an American team out of New York. I believe Infamous is out of California, I think, ish. And the reason why Infamous would be there is because Infamous is a push team.
Yeah.
So I think I want to say Mark Knopp is on Infamous in a way, but he's too old. I don't know how that works.
I got really excited when you said that, because I thought, is Mark Knopp going to play for Infamous? Because I will shoot the fuck out of him.
I don't think Mark Knopp would be allowed to play in Croatia because it's his event, and I'm pretty sure
shoot him in the safe zone. Then,
I'm pretty sure with talking with Marcus and Kevin Donaldson of the Master Blasters, because they're the two guys that are organizing those global events.
Yeah,
the team that plays or the team that's hosting the event can't play. I'm pretty sure that's part of the basic rules, just like you can't ref the British one. So so I don't know. Okay, we got Connor says, got to save my pennies to get some of the Predator gear. I play with Predcam push mask. He does too, and he actually does like the whole.
I like the armadillo. What's it called? The armadillo things, is it?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but he's basically got like full dreadlocks going off it.
Yeah, I've seen them.
So yeah. So what? Okay, so you guys are looking forward to going to Croatia for the most part.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen like? And there's the thought.
You've lost it again.
Just gone. Why don't you guys ask me a question? Like, or ask? Do we have any?
How many shows have you done now? And you're still these are schoolboy errors.
Okay, I prefer to think of them as passionate. I had a thought.
But just call it writer's block. It happens.
It's not. You know what? It's not so much writer's block. It's that I get excited. There's so many questions that I want to ask. There's so many things that I want to say, and I got to remind myself not to talk about me. I kid you not. For everybody else that's wondering, if it's me doing my best not to sound like other podcasters. So, oh, well, this is like,
yeah.
I have to be part of the show and contribute, but there's nothing worse than having guests on and then talking about nothing but myself, and I don't want to do that, like,
of course,
at all. I want to hear your stories. So, speaking of which, your stories. What is the favorite time you two? What's the favorite thing you two did together with the UK Predators? Like, is there a favorite road trip or a favorite story, or like?
For me personally, my favorite time is in the hotel with Rusty, and we had Nikki T was doing. I'll give the backstory so the whole story has context. So Nikki T had the idea to do interviews with Marcus Davis and other paintballers while they were on helium. So he had the gas tank of helium, and you suck it, answer the questions. So me and Rusty were helping while Marcus was being interviewed, and then Nicky gave me and Rusty like the big tank of helium to take with us. So we took it back to the hotel, and we was both fucking about with it. And there's a video. I'll tag you in the video, and basically, he has a little tuft of ginger hair that it's like Tintin's little quiff, and it just blows in the breeze. So I was blowing his hair with this can of helium, and I found it fucking hilarious because his hair was just going. For me, that's my greatest paintball thing. It's not even paintball related in that sense. There was no paintball taking place there, but for me, that's hands down the best moment for me because I was in stitches. If I watch that video now, I just burst out in laughter for 10-20 minutes. I'll tag you in it when I'm done.
Yeah.
All right, sounds fantastic. Now, is it on YouTube or on Facebook?
On Facebook. I think
it's on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Because I know the show that you're talking about with Marcus doing the helium, and that's on Nicky T's YouTube.
That's on Nicky's channel and on his Facebook. Yeah,
he's such a great guy. I can't say enough nice things about how great Nicky is.
Nicky T is one of the nicest people in paintball that you'll ever meet.
You know what? I gotta say he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Period. Forget paintball. Like just flat out. He's such a great guy.
He's not as great as me, right? He's up there. Yeah,
but I haven't met you yet. This just I've met Nicky T. I met him at World Cup.
Nicky T is literally he is one of the nicest, genuine, greatest people you'll ever meet. He'll do anything for you inside or outside of paintball. But that goes for all of his team, the Russians. They are all they're just genuinely decent blokes. No fanboy in here or anything like that. They're just great people. You can sit, you can chat with them. They're wicked. And we've had some of our best games, me, myself personally, playing for Masai. Some of our greatest games are against Nicky T and the rest of the Russians. And those are some of the hardest fought games we've ever had on Masai was against the Russians. And some of them were bittersweet. Some of them, like, they'd absolutely roll us. Do you remember, Rusty?
Yeah.
And you'd walk off the field like, fuck, like we've just got rolled by the Russians, and you'd be gutted. It would ruin the whole event for you because you're like every time we play these guys, they just destroy us. But then over time, we learned from the losses, and it got to the point where we're holding our own. And do you remember when we rolled them at Bristol?
Yeah.
We fucking annihilated them. No disrespect to any of the Russians. We fucking annihilated you. And it was quality. And it was great. But again, we have the best games we have with them because it's going to be a good game. It's not going to be a stalemate. It's not going to be a boring game sitting behind your bunkers. They come at us. We come at them.
Yeah.
And it's proper paintball. It's what I consider proper paintball. You're not waiting. We're just holding to a draw. We want to win.
Right.
Yeah.
But then off the field, it's nothing but love and respect.
Yeah.
Now, Rusty, what's your favorite moment that you've spent with that guy?
To be honest, it was another hotel room moment. It really was.
All right.
It was a late night. It was another. We was playing down a Homebush. We go to this kind of like steakhouse, kind of like I don't know what it's called. We have like
Brazilian gaff.
Yeah, we have like all this crazy meat, and it's served on a skewer, and you just chop loads of meat up and eat it. Anyway, we got back, and we was pissing around again, and for some reason, when Tubbs goes to sleep, he doesn't sleep in his boxer shorts. He kind of like wears head to toe in Marvel pajamas, right? So like halfway in between him getting dressed, he just starts to read the Holy Bible out of this dresser drawer, and that was it. I was gone. I had the giggles, and I could not stop, and I was like it for hours. And it was just we always look back on them times, and it's like I was saying. Sometimes it's not paintball; it's like the lead up to paintball. It was just hilarious. It was a good night, really good. I had a few beers, obviously.
I kind of guessed that part. So, in his underoos, reading the Bible. Now, was it like reading out loud, or was he just like perusing?
No, I was reading out loud.
It was saying particular long words of names of people. It was good. It was great, to be honest. You'd have to be there. It sounds.
I think I would, although I'm getting the general humor of it. A visual I really didn't need.
In my defense, can I just say I only wore pajamas one time, right? And that was right at the start when I just met Rusty and Jake, another an ex-Fred. He was in the team, and I didn't really know these two at the time. So I'm thinking, I'm not just going to strip down to my boxers. I don't really know these geezers. So I had some Marvel pajama bottoms. That's all I was wearing. Marvel, just head to toe. It was just bottoms.
I'm picturing Spider-Man with the hood.
It was just Marvel bottoms. That's all it was. Rusty, I don't wear onesies. It wasn't like a full-blown outfit. I wasn't trying to pretend to be Thor and show Rusty my hammer or anything. It was just Marvel pajamas.
I'm just waiting for the "you can't pick it up, you're not worthy" comment. Okay. Oh, somebody's like, "Oh no, not the Northerners." I'm not sure who that is.
Who is that? They're a legend. Whoever said that.
Okay, and we got Kevin. What did he do at the bar that needed religion involved?
We're all heathens. That's what it was. Rusty was being a heathen, and he needed saving that night. Yeah. And there was a naked guy at the end of my bed. The Bible reading was more for him.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So you said that you just love shooting Americans. Now, is this a general sentiment of the UK?
No, I'm only messing around. I've only been lucky enough to play against the Americans once. Me and Rusty, the All Americans, when they came over.
Yeah.
Only been lucky enough to play against them once. So I mean, for me, it's more. Like I said, they're
the best.
The pinnacle of paintball.
Yeah,
it's the best way to prove yourself.
Oh no, I'm not in no way, shape, or form was I thinking that, oh, you hate the Americans. That's far from it. It's just, if you're a real paintballer, and I'm not saying you, I'm just talking to everybody out there. In my mind, if you're a real paintballer and the top pro team goes, "Do you want to play against us?" You say yes, and you take the beating of a lifetime, because it's the experience of playing the best and learning from it. Do you know what I mean? That's just how I see it. Now, I'm too fat, too old, and too slow to ever play pro again, but I will tell you, I will never turn down a challenge. Like, I'll play anybody. I'll get spanked like a little child, but I'll take the beating. But where I was going with it is if, let's say, either of you or both of you together were just able to fly to the States, is there a team that you would have loved to play for? Like if you couldn't play with the UK Predators and somebody says, "Hey, we need a player," who do you guys idolize, respect, follow? Who would you want to play alongside?
I would never put on another jersey.
Really?
And the paintballers that I grew up idolizing and looking up to, I play with them now.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to play. Do you know what it is? It's like Rusty saying, we go back to the camaraderie of it. I don't think I could ever just slip onto another team and it feel the same as what the experience that I have from the Preds. I just don't think it would ever feel the same.
Oh, I'm not saying leave the Preds.
Oh no, I know. But even just one, I feel dirty putting on another jersey.
Huh.
I feel like I'm cheating on Marcus.
See, but I think Marcus actually was part of the. He's played under a number of jerseys. I know he was an Ironman there for a couple games or a couple tournaments.
He's a bit of a diva. No loyalty. I'm only joking, Mute. I'm only joking.
what's funny? I would never make that joke, and I live on the other side of the ocean because I'm scared of them, flat out.
And
yet you're in.
Yeah, but he is one of the again in paintball. He'll do anything for people on or off the field.
Right.
As much as he goes on and we all take the piss out of him, he's a good friend of mine. He's done a lot for me on and off the field, and he's like that with everybody. He just wants to play paintball the way he enjoys playing paintball, which is mechanical paintball in the woods. And now he's taking it that next step, and he wants to put on a good experience for everybody else with the Woodsball World Cup and his series.
Right. I wonder who said you better be scared. I'm wondering if that's Marcus himself.
At this time, Marcus is probably tucked up in bed, feeding his cats or doing something.
Well, it's only like 9. It's only like 9 p.m.
He's probably feeding the cats.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Spider-Man.
Rusty's seen Spider-Man impressions for me before, haven't you, Rust?
Yeah, loads.
Oh. I'm still laughing. I'm sorry. That was just a visual I didn't need. I could just see that becoming a new UK Predator hazing event. You have to play like a first game or two in Marvel
pajamas. I'm never going to live that down now. I wore those pajamas especially for Rusty, and he's just told everybody all about my Marvel pajamas. Remember? Cheers, bro.
Well, what about you, Rusty? Is there a team that you would love to play? I'm not saying leave Preds. I would never suggest that.
Ground Zero Gold.
Yes. Those guys are a riot.
Yeah, I know a couple of them, so they're a good bunch of guys. So yeah, I'd like to slip into there, and if like you were saying, play a game or so. It's it'll be good experience as well.
Yeah,
turn it down.
They're intense. Like they're really intense. I know that one of the guys on Ground Zero hit on my girlfriend at the time in Skyball. This is back in the 90s.
Did you hit him?
No.
If I hit on your missus.
If I hit every single guy that hit on my girlfriend at the time, who was just, that's paintball. Like,
I don't let anybody talk to Rusty at events. If somebody hits on my girlfriend at events, I'll hit them.
But no, those guys were. Yeah, no.
I carried him off the field at our last event. Literally, I had him on my back. Tell the story, Rust. It's your injury.
Well, we was doing good all day, weren't we? And then I was being abused by the big Dutch most of the day because I was in front of him, and I just rolled my ankle really bad, and we was in a good far end of the field, and I could not walk at all. I thought it was completely broken at the time, and he had to carry me off, and then he carried me off the field to the road, and then someone, I think it was Ben Rex, who is in the comments somewhere, he went and got a wheelbarrow and then took me back to the safe zone in a wheelbarrow. So that was that event cut short for me. So yeah.
There's Mark Knopp.
Yeah, Mark Knopp.
He missed the bit where I said I wanted to shoot fuck out of him.
I don't think he missed it. I don't think he cares. All right, so I have no idea. Just Facebook user, just
they've never allowed us in that country.
I'm not sure who said that either. I'm assuming it's Mark. Oh man, I'm laughing so much at this episode. Like it just you guys turned my brain.
Imagine this. This is what it's like at events for us constantly, from start to finish. It's just laughter. Whether win or lose, you just have the greatest time at an event. It's you go home with first place trophy. I don't care about the trophy. I want to take it home, obviously, but it's the laugh that you've had with the boys, and this is what it's like for us constantly. So it's like I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, we got Johan in the thing.
I'm in trouble now. Johan's here, so now I have to be a good Pred.
That's awesome. Speaking of Johan, which great to see you, bud. I wish next time we'll have to get you on the podcast because I met him at World Cup a couple. Remember I told you I got the
mask off him.
Anyway, and there the thought was getting lost.
It's gone.
Johan.
It was about Johan. We were talking about Johan.
Yes,
his name called Starhan.
Starhan. That's what we call him, Starhan.
Do I want to know?
He's a stone just because he's a superstar.
Oh, okay.
Starhan Stampat. Because all jokes aside, I take the piss out of him constantly. But Johan he's. If I play with anybody, as much as I love Rusty, if I play with anybody, the best I ever play is when Johan is behind me, because you're safe. You know, no one's shooting at you, nobody's mugging you, and his knowledge and experience in paintball it's insane. He'll see a move and be like, "Dubs, go," and I go, and I'm like, "I'm gonna die," and then I don't, and I don't know how I live. And it's like Johan is a wealth of experience and knowledge, and a pleasure to play beside. Rusty will tell you, when I started playing with Rusty, I said, "Rusty, it's amazing playing with Johan. Like, you're the safest you've ever been, and everything's great." He played with him. He was like, "Oh, Tubbs is amazing, isn't it? Playing with him," and that's why we called him Starhan.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, what I was going to say was, he said, I guess Johan says thanks, Tubbs. What I was going to say was, we were talking a little bit earlier about how many people from different countries were on the UK Predators. I mean, when you hear UK Predator, especially over here, you automatically think British team, but you've got people from all different countries.
Yeah. You've got Johan's Holland,
Aurelian.
Mirko, Aurelian's France, Mirko, Belgium. Big Dave lives in Florida now.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
That's it. I think the rest of us UK based, ain't it?
Yeah. But they're all spread out.
That's awesome. Like I know I joke about the UK Predators now being the international incident, but like it's just like that actually should be a T-shirt. UK Preds International Incident. But yeah, no.
What did Josh used to call Zulu? European Predators, wasn't it?
Euro Preds, weren't it? But Josh
Euro Preds. Josh and Nelly he was a Pred. It didn't work out because he's a dick and he's Scottish. But he used to call Zulu the Euro Preds. That's what he used to call them, because it was like that's what I said to you earlier. It was just Mark, Buke, and Bart, and then you had Johan, Toast. Who else was there? Aurelian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was 3/4 of the team was European, so we used to call them the Euro Preds.
All right, so Connor asked a question. He goes, "Do you make some of the gear rusty?" Connor, Rusty is the man behind Mutant Customs, so all the headbands and and the toques and whatnot. How did this toque sell? Because there was a push there where you were selling a lot, and then I haven't seen or heard from him in a while. Do you still sell those?
What's that? What's that, Steve? I don't know.
A toque.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. See the hat he's wearing right there?
Oh, the beanie.
Yeah. Well, in Canada they're called toques.
Oh, right.
Because we're right, and
it's not something unless someone specifically asks for one, then yeah. But it's not something I'll kind of like constantly look at or push or kind of like change. It's just one of those things, really. I've just done a bit of a run of them, and that was it. Yeah,
gotcha. Well, they looked wild, so I was just kind of curious, and since Connor brought it up. Now, if you guys had to invite somebody onto the UK Predators, is there anybody you wish would be a UK Predator, but they're too busy stuck on other teams?
Bring back Toast.
I was going to say
he's an ex-Predator.
Yeah, he doesn't play for another team. I was just thinking exactly the same person.
Toast. Yeah. So he don't play paintball anymore. He's another Dutchman, one of Johan's friends, and Toast. He is amazing. He's sick. He's sick. There's no other way to put it. When I joined the Preds and I'd watch Zulu play, Toast would play in front of Johan, and Johan would be back directing him, saying, hurdy. Toast is doing what he's... And it was amazing. And if I could bring anyone to the Preds, bring back Toast.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 questions. Does A, Toast have a real name? And B, if all UK Predators get a nickname that they hate, how is Toast a name that they would hate?
Toast is called... Is it Koos? Koos? I can't say it. It's Dutch, but it's like Koos.
Okay.
Koos van Koosten or Houston or
Koos, yeah,
Koos or, yeah, Koos.
And I'm sure he still plays on
plays for Aggression still,
Aggression, yeah.
So how is Toast a name that he would hate?
I don't know. Toast was there before me.
Same.
So that was something. I don't know if that's a nickname that came through the Preds or if it was something they called him on Aggression. I don't know. Johan will be the Johan. Post up why Toast is called Toast. If he's still there, mate.
All right. Well, I'll get to the bottom of that, I'm sure, in the near future. But this has been an absolute blast. We got to do this again soon. Okay. Yeah. So none of this, I'm only going on if the other one's going to be on crap, because that put this podcast off for over a year.
That's rusty. See what happened. As soon as you messaged me, it happened.
It did. This is
because
true.
You talk to the husband and the wife does as she's told.
I'm going to get shut down. I just know it. But no, we gotta do this again. This was too much fun.
So 100%. I'm definitely up for it. Just give us a shout and let me know.
Now, before I let you guys go, is there anything that you want to plug? Anything you guys want to talk about? Because my show is your show for the next little bit. Like if there's a cause you want to cover or a product that you really want to plug the hell out or sponsors, be my guest, man.
All I'm going to say is if you're not playing Marcus Davis's European Woods Ball event, what's wrong with you? Why are you not booked in? If you're not playing, get on a team, find a spot, come down and spectate, get involved. Especially the Woods Ball World Cup is going to be the biggest event this side of the world.
It's sold out, right?
Yeah, but find a way onto a team, get involved, do something, be proactive, and just get involved in it, because it's going to be an amazing event. And if you're not, you're going to miss out on the first European Woods Ball World Cup run by Marcus. It's a big loss if you're not involved.
I'd love to be there. Just sit at a booth, set up a camera, and just talk to people as they go by. That'd be the best.
Yeah, but it's just hopefully the borders are open and people can still travel, because it's going to be an amazing event. It really is. It's probably the biggest event that's going to happen in paintball this year and for the next however many years. So
in Europe,
yeah,
because ICC this year is going to be pretty big too.
Yeah.
Because they're going to release the statue for Tim Montresor and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys ever meet Tim Montresor? Because you said you played All-Americans. I think he was on the team.
Yeah, I don't think Tim never came over when we played the All-Americans.
Oh, okay. So,
but yeah, that's all I have to say. I've spoken enough.
Rusty, anything that you want to plug?
Basically the same. Same sort of Tubbs was saying about the Woods Ball, Marcus's Woods Ball World Cup series, and it's going to be for the UK probably the biggest kind of like events. The UK scene, especially with the American side of aspect of it as well. It's going to be mega for sure.
Yeah, I was really hoping to be at it for the 2020, which obviously didn't happen.
Yeah.
But there was a good chance that I was going to actually be across and helping out, and I have no idea what I was going to be doing. I don't know. It was looking good, and then everything just went.
Yeah.
So, oh man, it's so good having you two on the show, though. Like,
Appreciate
I'll be better
it.
prepared next time, I promise.
It's been a pleasure. But honestly, if you want to do it again, just give us a shout and we'll make it happen.
Sure, and let the other guys know if you guys want a Canadian to join in on the team chat, just to harass me. I'll take a beat. I just want to hear the jokes.
It's a bit extreme in our group chat from time to time.
I won't record it, I promise.
It goes from 0 to 60 real quick in there. It's mostly people taking the piss out of Muke, but it's a good fun. It's a good laugh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad we finally got around to getting you two on.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Cheers,
Have a
Steve.
good one. Play with passion, everybody. And
Thank you.
keep your paint dry. Ciao.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.